Hello Retro Heads, Retro Dano here. We're playing Donkey Kong Country because why not? Occasionally, I don't have a Super Nintendo anymore, sadly. I had to sell my collection a couple of years ago. But obviously we can play Super Nintendo and NES through Nintendo Switch Online. So that's what I'll be doing from time to time. I'll also be doing some non-Sonic Mega Drive stuff at some point as well. So it's not just going to be Retro Dano 64 and Sonic Spin sessions, there'll be other random bits of retro in between. Now, why start with Donkey Kong Country with the Super Nintendo? It wasn't a launch title, it was released quite late in the console's life. I'm basically playing this for me gaffer John, my boss. He's going through a tough time at the moment, and when we last spoke about video games properly, he mentioned this was one of his favourite games. So John, this is for you, and I hope you're well and I hope everything works out. Hope he doesn't mind me mentioning him there. But anyway, Donkey Kong Country! Yeah! This is one of his favourite games for a reason. It is a very good game. I remember when it was new. I am old enough to remember this. Let's just get into it, shall we? One player. Congo Jungle. Trying to remember the first time I played this now. But before I talk about that, let's go and check our banana hoard. I'm sure everything is fine and nothing is written. Oh no! Oh, video game plots, video game script writers. What can you do? Kong's banana hoard is no more. Let's go back into his house for one up, if I remember correctly. Whee! Yep, 1994. Fairly late in the Super Nintendo's life. Let's go Benson in the trees, why not? Ooh. Bananas and stuff. I remember I had the... Oh, I missed the green one. Oh well. I've still... Actually, no. I'll tell you a little story. I had... When this game was new... with one of I think it was with one of our local tabloid newspapers. I'm going back because I want the K. There we go. I forget which one it was, but you could get, or one of them had a way of getting this free VHS tape, which basically showed you a little bit of an inside documentary on the making of Donkey Kong Country. I had that videotape when it was new. And watched it and loved it, and it was cool to get a little bit of an insight. It was only about 20 minutes long, you know, it wasn't like really long at all. Then I lent it to a friend, and unfortunately I never saw said friend again, and videotape was lost forever. We'll go for ostrich. I've forgotten half the characters' names. Oh, it's Espresso, isn't it? Or Espresso, rather, not the coffee. Espresso the ostrich, Engard the swordfish, Rambi the rhino, and is it Winky the frog? I think it's Winky the frog. Anyway, that's level 1 done. Yay! I've got an exclamation mark at the title of the level, Jungle Hijinks, exclamation mark. Getting an exclamation mark means you have found all of the bonus levels within the bonus areas within a stage. So as you can see, Rugby Rampage does not have an exclamation mark because we've not played it yet. And we've not found all of the bonus levels. I'm going to let you in onto a little secret right now. Donkey Kong Country 1, the first one. I have never beaten this 100 and whatever %, like fully complete with everything found. I've never done it. I have beaten King K. Rool, got to the end of the level, end of the game. That, like, you know, I've beaten all the levels, but I've not beaten them. Never beaten them all properly. Donkey Kong Country 2 I have, and Donkey Kong Country 3 I've barely even touched. So I know next to nothing about that game. But going back to my story about this VHS tape. Fast forward 20 years, I guess. Not 20 years, that's too... We'll be in 2024 then. Fast forward about 10 to 15 years then. Me and Jack, my nephew, we went to Retro Gaming Comic Con. No, not Retro Gaming Comic Con. Retro Gaming Convention. And lo and behold, they had this one stall was selling the same VHS tape, complete in its little case, for I think it was £1. So I was like, yes, I've been reunited with my old Donkey Kong Country video VHS tape. One of my plans for this channel going forward as well is I did have a VCR. It was a really good VCR, and I did start ripping interesting gaming, what I considered interesting video gaming videos from it to be able to talk about on YouTube. Unfortunately, shortly before I moved out of my mum's, about 3 or 4 years ago, I found out that she had got rid of it. I was not very happy because I had packed it up, was going to bring it here so I could use it in the future. So yeah, the sad story of VCR. But however, I'm going to try and go on. Yeah, I'm going to go on eBay at some point and try and find myself a decent one, so that I can cover Donkey Kong Country making video. And I've got a couple of others. I've got going back a long time towards the start of my channel's existence. So we're going back to nearly 2012 now. I uploaded a video where I watched the Super Mario All-Stars video, which it had sort of like cheats and tips for not only Super Mario All-Stars but other games as well. So I haven't found all the bonus levels yet. I'm not going to keep replaying the level till I find all the bonus stages. I'll come back later on. Should we go and talk to Cranky? But yeah, as I said, I've got a couple of old. I've got a Dreamcast related one as well, that I got from the first issue of DC UK, which was one official Dreamcast magazine. Back from when the Dreamcast was new, so I've got that as well somewhere. So I would like to cover some old VHS tapes. I just need to get a VCR that will enable me to record direct from it using software and hardware that I have. So yeah, that's something to look at. I do really want to look at the Donkey Kong Country video because it is quite funny in places. I'm sure many of you have seen it anyway from back in the day if you're my age. But yeah, that'll be cool. So Cranky Kong in this game gives you some tips for different levels on how to defeat certain enemies, certain bonus stages that you can find. He gives you little tips whilst also being very sarcastic and very nasty. So yeah, so that's Cranky Kong. Is Cranky Kong the original Donkey Kong from the 1981 game? It was mooted around at the time. I don't know if that's still true. I don't know. Cranky Kong is basically me now, because I'm like telling all these young lads and lasses in their 20s, you young whippersnappers, this is what real gaming is. No, don't worry, I love modern gaming as well. However, you can't beat the classics. Games I grew up with. That's actually another series I'd like to do at some point. Going through all the games I grew up with. But I need to find a way of playing ZX Spectrum games again. Although I do have a portable, one of those new modern sort of ZX Spectrum models that my nephew bought me a couple of years ago. That could be an option. Yeah, the old ZX Spectrum was where I really sort of got into gaming for the first time. I think the very first game I ever played was Space Invaders. I'm sure it was. I wish I could remember exactly what the first game was I played, but it was definitely one of the first, including Pac-Man and. Does any old timers like me used to own a ZX Spectrum and then played the series based on this little blue blob character called Horace? I think it was like Horace Goes Skiing, which is a rip-off of Frogger with a skiing section attached to it. There was Hungry Horace, which is a rip-off of Pac-Man. There was Horace and the Spiders, which was a sort of... I don't know if that was ripping off a game per se, but it was like a generic sort of platformer. And there was supposed to be a fourth Horace game, but it got cancelled. I think the person who created the series just... I can't remember, something happened to him, I think. I did read it up a long time ago, but I've forgotten. But yeah, let me know if you play those games, I love them. I was too young to know about them being rip-offs of popular mainstream games. Coral Capers. Let's go back to DK. So pressing select enables you to switch between characters, like so. DK is better for defeating some of the larger enemies. DD is faster. I'm sure we can go in the wall here somewhere. I know there's areas we can go into the wall. Oh, is that the K over there? Let's go grab that. My history with the Super Nintendo is kind of patchy. This banana is a clue. There we are. I didn't own my own Super Nintendo until Christmas 1996, so we're literally talking the N64 was out in the US at the time, and in Japan, I believe. We wouldn't get it until the following March. All of that I'll cover in Retro Dino 64, of course. But yeah, that was when I first got it. I got the set that came with Super Mario All Stars and Super Mario World, and a friend of mine sold me his copy of F-Zero for like the $5 or something, which was cool. So I had a couple of games to play. But I loved it so much. I still wanted my own, even though I knew that like PlayStation was well and truly established at the time, and I just enjoyed playing Super Nintendo games. I've always just thought they were, you know, as much as I grew up with the Mega Drive. Whoops. Engard, come back. The Mega Drive will always be my personal favourite. Obviously Sonic, etc. But Super Nintendo I've always had a lot of love for. Definitely one of my favourite systems growing up. Lots of games for this that I loved. But I'd spent the majority of my time before I got my own, obviously playing around friends' houses. And shout out to my old friend Leon, who used to live in the same street as him. I believe the first time I played Donkey Kong Country, his cousin had it, or one of his family members, and he brought it over, and we bonus level time. And we that was like my introduction to Donkey Kong Country. I'd heard all the hype about it as well, and was really interested to play it, and yeah, I loved it. I've always loved Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country 2 is my personal favourite of the series, based on what I've played. The music in this series as well is phenomenal. I mean, you know, come on, Sticker Brush Symphony and all that. Fantastic. The sound chips for both the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo were great for different reasons. Yeah, there's a number of games for the Super Nintendo I love. There's some I wish that they would bring back to Nintendo Switch Online, or they bring onto Nintendo Switch Online. One game I can think of is Plock, for example, which is a really cool 2D side-scrolling platform game. I really like the visuals in that game, and the story was really good. That's a game I'm hoping will come on to Super Nintendo at some point. They've been releasing some really random games on Nintendo Switch Online lately for Super Nintendo. I think the most recent, one of the most recent editions was games like Jelly Boy and some random sort of third-party games. They've just released a special version of Super Mario Kart as well. So God knows what the with some of the games they'll release the standard game. Super Mario Kart's been available for quite a while now on Switch Online. But they sometimes really special versions of games that have some options tweaked or difficulty tweaked and stuff, or something like that. Coral Cabus has an explanation mark, yay. So that'd be cool to look at some of them in some future Super NES videos. I just want to check, so Funky's fights will come to me. We don't really need Funky's fights at the moment. So Reptile Rumble I missed bonus stage as well. That's fine, we can come back. Funky basically allows you to travel between worlds quickly without having to faff about, kind of thing. But yeah, you can only go to where you've already been. But we don't need this at the moment because we're still only on World 1. So, whoa dudes, not today. Barrel Cannon Canyon. Let's go. So, Cranky gives you tips and is horrible to you. Funky enables you to travel fast around the worlds. And of course there's Candy Kong, who we'll talk about in a minute. That little trip over the skies there in the barrels. Ah, whoops. That plus the extra lives in the trees thing on the first level, Jungle Hijinks. Those are things I found out by watching the Donkey Kong Country VHS tape. I must look to the floor this time anyway. Whee! So I think this is like your introduction to barrels and how they work. Can we go down here? Is there anything here? Seems weird that there's this little ledge and nothing there. Have I missed anything back here? No, I think we're good. So yeah, my first introduction to Donkey Kong Country was my old mate Leon and his cousin, or his family member, who had this, and we loved it. My introduction to Super Nintendo was a lot earlier though. My cousins had them back when they were pretty much new, so quite early on I played games like Super Mario World. My other cousin had games like Street Fighter 2 Turbo and that game featuring that yellow robot Bob, B-O-B, and he had Super Mario Kart as well. So I played those games quite early on in the system's life through my cousins having Super Nintendos. I think my cousins used to get peed off at me because every time I'd turn up they'd be like, oh god, I bet he wants to play Super Nintendo. And they clearly didn't want to, so sorry cousin cuz. Yeah, it was just all part of my I think there's a bonus here. Yeah, there is. Speed. There we go. I'll have to really jog my memory here because I haven't played this game for a long time. So yeah, that was kind of like my introduction to Super Nintendo, and then later on I'd play games with other friends like I think I may have. I think we're supposed to blow that up down below for a bonus stage. Oh well. I think there's one in that wall there. Yes, so I ended up playing other games like Plark, and Parodius was another favourite as well. That game's quite expensive nowadays. Obviously Super Mario All-Stars was a big, you know, a big hit. I had the one with Super Mario World in, which it's definitely one of my favourite. You know, that cartridge was pretty much the one that was in my Super Nintendo the most. I was playing like the Lost Levels, and I ended up beating the Lost Levels before I beat standard Super Mario Bros. I'm finding out to where if you didn't use warps, I just thought one day, oh, I'll not use warps, and then I ended up finding that Secret World 9, which is a bit sort of random compared to the rest of the game. Kong, lives, Pepsi. Okay, Candy's save point. Trouble with Candy's save point is half the time that you have to get through so much of one world just to get to her. So if you get kind of, if you want to have a break from playing, you have to kind of leave the game on. And so if you haven't found the save point yet. So as you can see here in World 1, she's quite pretty much towards where the boss is. Yep, we'll jump in the barrel. So there we go. Played for 14 minutes, 11% of the game is done. Not too bad of a start, I must say. Let's go and be sort of very naughty. Good use of punnage there, Rare. Just jump on him. He gets faster and faster. 5 hits and he's done. And we get a big banana. Oh, banana. Oh, I do like a big banana. Right, monkey mines next. Now we could go back and try and find the other bonus stages, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go through the levels standard. If I miss bonus stages, we'll come back later. Right, how long have I been playing this for? It's been nearly half an hour yet. I don't know whether to record for half an hour or an hour. I think we'll keep going to Candy's save point, which is quite close, and then we'll end of part 1 there. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I don't want to just do Sonic Spin Sessions on Retro 64. I want to just play games that I love, or even games that I've never even played before. There's plenty on the list for on Nintendo Switch Online, NES and Super NES I've never played before. There's other games that I have played lots of times I would like to go back to. A few years ago, just before Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, I did start and I completed 4 parts of a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past playthrough. And I remember I was quite poorly at the time and I never finished it. And that was back when I had my old Super Nintendo. But obviously I don't have that anymore. But A Link to the Past is on Switch Online, so I shall be going back to that as well. In fact, that might be the next game I do after Donkey Kong Country. I haven't decided yet. But I wanted to do DK Country first, basically for me gaffer John. Oh, we can jump that high. Cool. This level seems to have passed by really quickly. Does it even have a bonus stage? Some levels don't actually have bonus stages. So you just beat them and you get the exclamation point. So that one only has the 1, which we found. Oh, minecart time! Now these are either your favourite levels in the game or your most hated, depending on how good you are at them. Some of the jumps can be quite tricky, but that's okay. They are fun little levels, these. Whee! So yeah, so I have been playing Super Nintendo for a long time, pretty much since, you know, sort of around 1992-ish. 93, when the system was new over here in the UK. My cousins had them, and then friends in the street would end up getting them, and yeah. A lot of my early days of Super Nintendo was spent multiplayer with friends, or, you know, got a lot of good memories with friends from playing Super Nintendo Mega Drive in particular. Oh, nuts. I've also missed the N as well, so there'll be no extra life in this level. If you don't know, that's what the Kong letters do, is they give you an extra life if you get all 4 of them within one stage. Oh, this is the tricky bit. See, I was expecting him to come earlier. That damn Kremlin. Oh well. Never do this level on first try. Oh, I knew the minecart levels really. Missed the N again, go me. And the one up. Yeah. Oh, come on. Concentration face. Ah! For those of you who are wondering, I'm not using a Switch Pro controller for this. I forgot to charge both my controllers. I'm using one of these 8-bit Do Super Nintendo style controllers, which was bought for me by an old friend of mine. He knows who he is. Thank you, sir. Good cool thing with this 8-bit Do controller is you can use it on like PC and other systems as well. But it is specifically designed for Nintendo Switch. It has like the home button on there, etc. Still missed that in. Can I have the 1-up? Yeah. Not doing too bad for 1-ups. We've got 25 of them so far. Yeah, I love the music in this series, and in this game in particular, I think my favourite music is Fear Factory. Oh, well, that was a bit cheap. I keep losing lives on that same section. Huh. Will Dano make it past the minecart carnage? Oh, I got the end. Oh no. My excitement, I lost Diddy. I got the N and then died. N equals death. Oh, come on, concentrate. Oh, I thought I'd failed that jump then. Alright, so the N that I collected before I died is counted now, so I don't have to get it again. That's good. Oh, damn it. Okay, starting to get mildly annoying now. Jump. Come on, B button. We can do it. For any of you that haven't played Donkey Kong Country before, you are not controlling the forward momentum. That is done automatically, so consider this a scrolling level. Obviously your speed increases and decreases depending on inclines. Right. Concentration face. Yep. There he is. Ah! Oh, hallelujah! Right, I'll never get that time back. Yeah, exclamation mark, there's no bonus stages in Minecart Carnage. Yeah, some stages don't have them. Okay. Tyre. Yes, please. Oh, banana. Thank you. Yep. I've probably missed about 2 bonus stages already, but that's okay. Basically, throw barrels at walls and occasionally jump off a ledge, and you'll find some bonus stages. I think you can use this tyre to... Yeah, push it. Oh, damn. Right, I need to go back for the tyre. This one I do remember. Where's the tyre? Okay, it has not respawned as I thought it might. Oh, there it is. Right, we need to push this carefully onto that moving platform there. Like that. We can go in here. Get ourselves an N. I'm sure there's a bonus stage here as well somewhere. Yeah, there is. It's already opened up for us. Hello, Winky. Sounds a bit wrong. Oh, Winky. Let's have a look at you, Winky. LOL. I'm sure there's a... You got Winky for a reason. He can jump into a high barrel, I think, somewhere. Or not. Or he just helps you get to the end a bit easier, maybe, I don't know. There's nothing there. Oh yeah, you can use him to do that rather than using the tyre on the platform. Bananas! You don't have to collect all the bananas in a bonus stage for it to count either towards your progression. Yeah, I definitely missed one or two in that level. Oh, stop and go station, the one with the creepy zombies. Those things. Stop! Stop. Also introducing Claptrap. Look at him. You shall not pass. Oh, excuse me, I shall burp though. Excuse me. Just keep running. Is there a bonus stage over there to the left? No, there is an ostrich. Which one I can't be bothered to get. So as you saw with... oh god! Oops. Oh well, we're screwed now. Yep. As you saw with the... When I collected the 3 espresso symbols, 3 golden ostriches, back in the first world, collecting 3 of those will take you to a bonus stage. You can collect loads of collectibles to earn 1-ups. I think speed is key for this stage. Yep, so do not stop here, Dan, just keep going. I was enticed by the O and I died. Curiosity killed the ape. B button on this controller is very, very loud. Click, click, click. It's nice to have a Super Nintendo layout controller though for Super Nintendo games, for obvious reasons. That's better. Oh, we got the halfway point. Excellent. might be a bonus stage there. Well, we can use this tyre for that apparently. Oh, yes, we made it. Ooh, just about gives you enough time there. So glad I pushed that tyre. Yay! Oh no, I gotta go back there because bonus stage is missed. Right, okay. Candy's save point has been achieved for a second time. Yes, you can help us save our game, Candy. Thank you. I've been Retro Dano. This has been part 1 of my Donkey Kong Country playthrough. Thanks for watching. Stay retro, happy gaming. We'll see you in part 2 for more monkey madness. Ta-ra!